Yeah, this is Paul. Yeah, I was reading this dictionary. Yeah, they have what's called a bunkhouse. Yes. A building used as sleeping quarters, usually on a ranch. Yes. And then they have what's known as the bunny, a child's name for a rabbit. Yeah. And then they have a Bunsen burner, an adjustable burning laboratory burner. Yes. Now, I just wanted to make mention that it seemed like somebody had an electronic nose where I was oftentimes having to smell dirty socks as if a bunch of loggers had just taken their boots off. I just wanted to know the nose of every actor and actresses and all of those involved in that whole movie business. Yes. You know, it's just not the frog saliva, but oftentimes if you took the nose of those involved in certain industries, yes, yes, yes. So they didn't actually smell what they were doing. Yes. Now, there was a time about 5, 6 years ago where the electronic nose was a very, very big problem. Seemed like somebody had to fart and then to be able to have an erection. Yeah. And I thought it was somewhat grotesque, that whole yellow thing. Now, I know when you try to stink up a room because you're in the lizard electric amp system. Yeah. And then you got that frog saliva going on. Yeah. If you could go through the noses of every actor and actress for the last 20 years, I don't think they were actually smelling what they were doing. Now, you know, a child's name for a rabbit is a bunny, and I had wanted to work with certain bunnies. I thought I actually owned Playboy Enterprises. I had found out that they had decided that they weren't going to have any pictures of any naked women in their magazine. And I talked to Hugh Hefner. I said, well, I just need to know every employee, actress, model, those that had made pictures or movies. I needed to know the last 20 to 30 years of every person that had ever worked for Playboy Enterprises. Pow, pow, pow. Now, at that time, I was living at the Serenity House, and I had planned on working with Kendra. You remember Kendra? She had her own television show. You remember when they had that Playboy Mansion television show? uh, I thought I owned that company. So if you could just give me the saliva of all of those that have ever worked for Playboy, po po, and their noses. I wanted a lot of them to go through charm school. Uh, Good morning. And I wanted to work with Holly. She had that little baby girl, Rainbow. Yes. Then they had another baby here in the last year or so. Yes. I told Holly, I said, now, when I'm doing these conference center meetings, I plan on making movies. They're really rated R movies, but when you have that many large-breasted women in one location, a lot of them could be actresses in B-rated movies. A lot of women will be wanting to touch up their tans while on the beach in five-star hotels. I said, Holly, why don't you just buy me the second most expensive yacht? Okay. And I need to make sure there's 100 Playboy bunnies on that yacht at all times so that we can make really just rated R movies. They don't show a lot of nudity, but there are a lot of bikinis where I have conference center. How are you today? I'm going to need the saliva of all of those that have been employed at Playboy. And I'm gonna need the noses of those that have been involved in Playboy. Now, I don't know what Hugh's doing today. How are you? It's Paul! My gosh, I gotta talk to you first.